using so many air quotes. What the hell? What's going on, you guys? It's Anna, and today I'm going to be telling you the story of the elevator game. Let's get into it. Okay, so this story, its origin is a little bit fuzzy. The farthest back I could see was that it takes place in Japan. In 2008, that's when the elevator somehow managed to come into existence. I think it started becoming really popular when South Korea started talking about it. They started talking about it about 2010, 2011, and even then I'm not entirely sure if it was South Korea. It seems like it was an East Asian country, but most people say that it was South Korea that really started to make it blow up. They started putting it on a lot of their websites, and then it started coming over here, and we're all pretty fascinated by it. At least I am. Started doing a lot of research on it, and I think it's an incredible story that makes absolutely no sense to me. So let's get started. So we most popularly know it as the elevator game, but it's also called the way to get to the other world or the portal to the other world. In order to play this game or to get to the other world, there are a few steps that you need to follow. Let's go over the steps. There are a few rules before you begin the game. Rule number 1, you must go alone. And rule number 2, it must be in a building that's at least 10 stories high. Now, how you play. You go into the building that's at least 10 stories high and you start at the first floor. You go in alone and you don't start if anyone else gets in the elevator with you. Once you're inside alone, you push the button for floor number 4. That was really hard to say. Once you get to floor number 4, the doors will open. Don't get out. Then you hit the button for floor number 2. Same thing, doors will open. Don't get out. Hit the button for floor number 6. Repeat, hit the button for floor number 2 again. Then for floor number 10, and then for floor number 5. Now, once you're at floor number 5, the doors will open, but someone will be getting in the elevator with you. It's a young woman. There aren't very many details about her, except that you're absolutely not supposed to look her in the eye, absolutely not supposed to talk to this person. She is not a real person. She is from the other world, and if you interact with her, she has the ability to keep you as her own. i.e. you're going to be unable to leave and get back to reality or your world. Now, once you have this woman inside the elevator with you, you hit the floor number 1. At this point, if it's working correctly, you will not go to floor number 1. You will go to floor number 10. The elevator will take over and you will descend to floor number 10. They say that if it does go to floor number 1 and the woman is inside the elevator with you, you need to immediately exit. Do not look back. Do not say anything. And I guess that's it. But if it does descend to floor number 10, that means that you are now entering the other world. So this is pretty much where the original story ends. The one that's from Japan back in 2008, they guide you to the other world, and then that's pretty much it. You're on your own at that point. But the story that was developed in what we think is South Korea actually gives you a way out and gives you the tiniest bit of information about what the other world might bring you. So now you're at floor number 10. This is where you have to decide, do you want to enter the other world or do you chicken out, change your mind, and want to go back? If you decide to get out, the young woman that's in the elevator with you might ask you where you're going, and you need to make sure to ignore her completely. Do not look at her, do not talk to her. This is her way of latching onto you, her way of making you hers or claiming you or whatever it is this scary woman does. So they say a very easy sign that you made it to the other world is 1, you will be there alone. There will be nobody with you. All of the lights will be completely off, and the only thing that you will see will be out of the hotel window. All of the city lights will be off, but in a distance, you will see a red cross. There are a few other things that it's said to happen in the other world. Obviously, we don't have like concrete proof. We do have some stories, but none of them can be considered factual. One thing that people say happens is your electronics just completely stop working. There are a lot of accounts where people play this game and say that their cell phones, iPads, anything that they brought with them stops working. But there are also people that say they were working fine. There are also very specific rules that you need to follow in order to get back. First and most importantly, you need to use the same elevator that you use to get into the other world. I guess one of the things that happens is the other world will trick you, and as you're going towards the elevator, it'll start looking farther and farther away. You'll get a little confused, a little disoriented, and it will make it very hard for you, but you need to make sure to keep your calm about you and stay focused. So say you make it back to the elevator, now what? These are the steps to follow to get out. You need to repeat steps 2 through 8 of your process to get into the other world, to get out of the other world. So if we remember, that was floor number 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, and 5. Once you get to the 5th floor, you need to press floor number 1. At this point, the elevator will begin ascending back to the 10th floor and not to the 1st floor. And you need to press any button to cancel it. Any button in order to stop it from ascending, and you must hit it before you actually get to floor number 10, or else it will not work. If this doesn't work somehow, if you don't make it to floor number 1, if it doesn't cancel, you need to continue this process until it does work. Once you finally make it to floor number 1, you need to be very cautious, check your surroundings, make sure nothing is weird about it, because it could be some sort of trick that the other world is playing on you and it won't actually be your reality. If you feel like it's safe, if you feel like it really is, you need to immediately walk out, do not look back, and you're safe. If it does not, you need to continue this process until it is, until you're sure that it is. So if at any point you're in the other world and you pass out or you faint, they say you will most likely end up back in your own home, in your own bed, and sometimes you're safe and sometimes it is a trick and it's not actually your home, it's a false reality and it is the other world playing tricks on you. And at that point, we don't really know what to do for you. You might be stuck. Some other stories that I read about it they're all different. They all vary. People that say that they've experienced this. There's a story of someone that did take this trip, played this game. They went all the way to the 5th floor, saw the woman, and then when they hit the button for floor number 1, they didn't actually ascend to the other world, and that's kind of when their journey ended for them. There's another story that really surprised me. A girl who played this with her friends, which, already is breaking a rule, so we don't know if it actually worked, if it is something that actually works in the first place. She played this game with her friends, was attacked by the woman, passed out, and woke up in her bed, but everything was different, and her friends kind of seemed like they never were there. So the story's wild, right? It sounds like something that someone came up with when they wanted to write a story or a book of some sort, and this is just something that they created off the top of their head, a wild story. But no, that's actually not true. People say that it originates because of a series of events that took place in 2006 in Japan. I know I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's called the Minato Ward of Tokyo, Japan. Hopefully I said that kind of right. So in 2006, at this place, a young woman, a student, teenage girl, went into this elevator by herself, and the elevator malfunctioned. The doors stayed open on their own, and she started ascending when she wasn't trying to go up. It just kind of took over on its own, and she ended up passing away because of this event. Now, freak accident, I could totally see how someone would make up a story about this based off of this event, but it actually happened multiple times in Japan with different elevators, not just in this place. So this isn't just a freak accident, it isn't just a one-off, it happened multiple times to different people. And they say that that's how this game came to play, or this is how people say people were transferred into the other world. Now, it's not verified, but it seems pretty believable. It makes a lot of sense that someone would come to this conclusion based off of these events. Now, I don't know if the game is real or true, but I mean, there's really no way to find out unless you go and try to do it yourself, which I wouldn't recommend, which I have no plans of doing because I am a chicken. But yeah, I just love reading about it, hearing about it. If you've ever tried this game somehow, I would love to know if you have any stories about it. Again, I would not recommend doing it now. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.